I'm not feeling like painting the beach itself today. I'm probably more than anything going to paint the headlands from up high, a little bit of a vantage point, because I just remember seeing it from up high at a vantage point when we first came here, and I thought, oh, that'd make a nice painting. So yeah, this sort of headland scene, this sort of scene here, it's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling it. Might add in a little boat or a little tinny or something into the scene, something. There's lots of nice yellow flowers in this scene, so I might sort of make them stretch a bit up in the distance, maybe. I don't know, see how I feel. Work it a little bit, see how it comes out. I haven't really painted from up high, especially not this high before, so this will be interesting. If you haven't already, most of you probably already know, this is the palette that I use. It's like a limited palette-ish. So just a titanium white, cad yellow, yellow ochre, cad red, burnt umber, ultramarine blue, and phthalo blue. That's the palette I use for on plein air and in the studio. The reason I don't really talk about palette all too much is just simply because it doesn't really matter, and you need to know the why and hows of how somebody uses a palette for it to matter to you. Like you know, people sort of look out for Sargent and his palette and stuff like that, or they look for Savoy's palette, or they look for the Zorn palette. These are just palettes, you know. It doesn't really matter what color they're using. You don't know how they use it. So the palette's effectively useless to you. You know, you can get all the colors, but if you don't know how they use it and you don't know how they keyed certain things for it, it's just a useless palette, really. And you're just kind of wasting your time with it, really. Like, you can work out how people use their palettes by like making a sort of color chart out of the colors that they use and working backwards from there and sort of seeing the sort of range and scope of it, and sort of working from there. You know, you can work it out, you know, for sure. It just takes a while. I mean, the alternative is like kind of going from the primary colors, have like a sort of small palette, limited palette, and sort of getting used to that. You know, I started with like white, cad yellow, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, and cad red. Those were the colors that I started with, and then slowly added in yellow ochre, phthalo blue, alizarin crimson. I started sort of using it. It's just a process of just trying and trying again and switching out that thing and trying something else. That's all it really is. I mean, that's I guess the process of everything. So if you watch my videos before, you know very well what's going on. Got my essential colors mixed up for this scene at hand. So I've got some faraway greens, some closer greens. I'll probably mix up some different variations of that. Everything's subject to change. This is all just purely for getting started, really. If you've seen the end of my painting and you've seen the palette at the end, everything's sort of mixed in with each other. And that's kind of how it all goes, but I like to mix up selected pools. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 different pools. I sort of mix up 9, 10 sort of different pools, and that's kind of where I go from when I start a painting. On plein air and in the studio, I do the same for both. I'm actually going to be painting the sky, which is over there, because I like this sky better than I like that sky. And like you can see this sky here, a bit overcast, but flick it around, I got a bit more variation over here. I like this sky over here a lot more than I like that sky, so I'm going to try and sort of mix and blend those skies together. And you know, that's what we do, plein air painters. You know, mix and blend and take things we like and leave things we don't. So I've put on the proper mic this time, so you can hear me a lot nicer. So let me know how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't stuff up like it did last time. That kind of sucked. Trying to key, you know, the lowest part of the sky is always the lightest part. It's you know, it's the furthest away from the sun, so it makes sense. Some of these low-hanging clouds got a bit more water in them than the other ones. So I'm trying to sort of mix those, making sort of nice purpley sort of color. I'm trying to get this variation of marks into here. So you can see that it's not just one blob of a hillside, it's actually multiple things happening. So like, just work as if it is far away and don't put too much detail into it, you know? Like our eyes will be able to see it, right? We can focus in up on it, right? But the thing is, in a painting, especially plein air, you know, to get that illusion of something far away, we generally put less detail into it. Trying to bring in some of these nice little highlights of the water with the palette knife here. I've got to be really careful because I really like my brush work here, so I don't want to lose my brush work in the process of putting this in. So just, you know, very lightly, very lightly putting things in. And then there's a couple of waves, and there's a break point out here. Which I want to try and put that in. Because there's a couple of rocks and stuff out there. So I'll put the rocks in too. Especially through here. There's a lot through here.
So I'm trying to add in a couple more of these little breakpoints, little dashes of the waves breaking that I think complement the scene really well. But it's actually about here that my phone inevitably dies. I do have a phone charger, like a portable charger that I carry with me, but I just haven't thought to charge it up and use it. So that slipped my mind. But next time I'm going to be utilizing that a lot more thoroughly. So I'll just show you the finished painting here. You can see it's got a little bit more touch-ups. I did a couple more touch-ups in the studio itself, overall colors and stuff. This is something I'm just trying to work on myself and hopefully get better plein air painting, matching these colors to the landscape itself. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you thought. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.